What do you think you're worth? If you had to put a dollar amount on what you thought your time was worth, could you do that? If you had to put a dollar amount on what your net worth was or what your business is worth, could you do that? Today I want to talk about budgets and money and the thing that helps you decide whether your business idea is actually viable or not. Now, normally when somebody does a cash flow, they start by making a list of the expenses and the income and seeing what's left over to see whether the business is going to be profitable. I think you need to look at it the other way around. If the average wage in New Zealand is around $25 or $30 an hour, you would have to argue that if you're only going to earn $25 or $30 an hour being self-employed, especially knowing that in self-employment very few of your hours are actually chargeable time, it's really important to know whether or not the business is financially viable. You've already decided whether it is that your business is a lifestyle, as in you want to work from home or you want to be doing something you love that you're not able to do in your place of work. But it's still important that you don't end up just working for wages. And that's the mistake that most micro business owners make in this country and probably in other places around the world as well. So this is how I suggest you try this. Think about what you think your time is worth. On an hourly rate, what is it that you want to be earning once your business is established? Let's not talk about that first few months when you're working every hour God sends and not really making very much. But after the first 6 or 12 months, what is it that you think your time is worth? If you say, I want $40 for every hour that I work, and I'm prepared to work 40 hours in my business, that means that your business has to make $1,600 a week just to pay your wages. And that doesn't count all the expenses, the phone, the power, the car, the marketing bill, and all the other expenses that go with being in business. So when you do your cash flow and do some projections on those expenses, rather than putting profit at the bottom or drawings at the bottom, income less expenses equals profit, and counting that profit as what it is that you're actually making out of the business, include wages for yourself at the top. This will give you a really good idea of whether your business is actually financially viable. And then you have the opportunity to decide, am I prepared to work for $10 or $15 an hour or not? And if not, what am I going to have to do to make this business more realistic in terms of its financial output? If you're happy to work for $15 an hour because you're doing something you love, you're going to have to accept that your business is never really truly going to grow. You're probably always going to be reliant on government assistance or an extra part-time job or scraping by and not really getting the life that you deserve as a result of working hard in your own business. $30 or $40 an hour is the bare minimum that you should need to be thinking about as getting as an income from your business in the world of self-employment. Do that budget now. Scratch it down on a piece of paper. Write that number somewhere. This is what I think I'm worth every hour. Bear in mind that for startup businesses, you're usually working 2 hours for every hour that is chargeable. As an example, a cabinet maker might spend 2 hours in the factory, but he doesn't charge for his time that's spent sourcing materials, visiting customers, sizing things, getting prices, which may take another 2 or 3 hours, particularly in the beginning as you're learning your way through your business. The only businesses that make their $40 or $50 or $60 an hour from day one, and we're talking about those micro businesses where that's considered a good income, are the ones where you are simply selling your own services for your time. And even then, that doesn't take into account the time that's spent marketing your business and getting it ready to go to your customers and sell your ideas. Think carefully about this. Do you want to work for $15 an hour for yourself when that doesn't include sick pay, holiday pay, time off for funerals or weddings or anything else that you might need to do? Sure, there's some flexibility, but for every hour that you take off work to go and have coffee with a friend, go to a funeral, look after a sick child, you're not being paid for that hour when you're self-employed. Think carefully. Is self-employment really for you? Financially, can you really afford it?